Hi everyone and welcome back to Sprinkle of Paper. Today we're going to be making one of the most popular cake toppers that was sold in my shop during the last holiday season, and that is the Lit AF cake topper. This is just a fun cake topper if you're hosting a ugly sweater party, a favorite things party, or just a fun dinner party with friends this holiday season. To make this cake topper, we're just going to head on over to Cricut Design Space. We're going to open up a new project and we're going to select text. From here, we're just going to create the base of our cake topper, which is the AF. And I'm calling this the base because this is the largest part and the most stable part of the cake topper. So type in AF and then go up to fonts. And the font we're going to be selecting is Arial Black. Arial Black is not a Cricut font, so you would have to download this separately if you don't already have it on your computer. But it's a very popular font that can be found in many places, but you can download it for free at Font Space. I'll have it linked down in the description. Now I'm just going to make AF larger, and I'm not resizing it at this point. I'm just making it larger so I have a better view of what I'm working with. And then I'm going to ungroup these two letters, and then I'm going to move them so that they are touching and slightly overlapping, just so we can have that nice stable base. Next, I'm going to add the word lit. So we're just going to click on text again, and now we're going to have a separate text box, and we're just going to type in lit. And this time I'm going to change the font to October Twilight. Now, if you've watched any of my previous cake topper videos, you know that this is one of my favorite fonts. And this is a free font that can be found over at dafont.com. I'll also make sure I link this one in the description as well. So as you can see with the word lit, I accidentally had my caps lock on, and so everything is uppercase, which I don't want that. I'm going to just go in and I'm going to change the I and the T to lowercase letters. Now I'm just going to make lit larger, and I'm going to position it onto the A and the F. So I'm just going to kind of mess around with it a little bit, and I'm going to tilt it. And then I'm also going to ungroup it so I can move the T up a little bit. And one thing you'll notice when I'm making cake toppers, I try to make sure that all of my letters touch in at least two spots. That way it's going to give my cake topper the most stability. The next thing I'm going to add to the design to make it into a festive cake topper is a strand of Christmas lights. So to do that, I'm just going to click on Images, and I'm going to search for Christmas lights. Really, any of these Christmas lights would work, but I'm going to go for a more simple design, so I'm going to select this one right here. Now just add your lights back to your project, and then I'm going to move my lights down to the bottom of AF. And like I mentioned before, I'm just going to make sure that the design of the lights is touching the AF in at least two spots. If you haven't already picked up on it, my biggest thing that I'm always thinking about when creating a cake topper is stability. So I'm always just making sure that everything is touching in as many spots as possible, and then I'm using fonts that aren't too flimsy. So now with that in mind, when I look at this cake topper, I think that it looks beautiful, but I am noticing that I think that the lights are going to be a little too flimsy. So this is a quick fix. I'm just going to fill in the little lights. So to do that, I'm just going to click on Contour, and then I'm going to select all of the different individual lights, and that's going to fill them in. Now I think this looks much better, and I did keep the tops of the light bulbs hollow just because I thought it added a little dimension to the design, and I don't think it's going to take away any of the sturdiness of the cake topper. So now that we have all the elements of our cake topper, I'm just going to highlight the whole thing, And then I'm going to go down to the right-hand corner and click Combine, and then click Weld. So now the last thing we need to do before resizing and cutting is we just need to make sure that there aren't any floating pieces. So if we look at this, we can quickly see that the dot on the eye is floating. So we're just going to need to connect that. So what we're going to do, my little trick, is just go over to Shapes, grab a circle, and then we're going to resize it so it's just a little bit larger than the dot above the eye. And then we're going to cover up the dot, and then we're going to highlight the whole thing and click Slice. And so basically, just like a cookie cutter, we're just cutting it off. And now we can take that dot and just reposition it onto the base of the eye so it's no longer floating. And now to secure it, we just need to highlight the whole thing, meaning the design and the dot. And then we're going to go down to Combine and click Unite. And if you're wondering why I used Unite instead of Weld, there's really no reason. As far as I know, the two do the same exact thing. So now before we cut, we just need to resize the design. So I'm going to go up to the top and I'm going to change the height to 7.5 inches. Now just click Make It and Continue. And the material I'm going to be selecting is glitter cardstock. And my mat isn't quite as sticky as I would like it to be, so I'm going to click More Pressure. So that's just a little tip. If you find that your mat isn't quite as sticky, then just add more pressure and then you'll have a nice clean cut. Sometimes if your mat isn't sticky enough, it won't cut all the way through. Now let's just remove the design from the mat. And when I'm removing a design, I like to roll my mat instead of pulling off the design. So I'm basically, instead of pulling the design off of the mat, I like to pull the mat off of the design. I just find that it makes the design lay flat instead of curling up, and it also prevents things from tearing. Now the last step is we just need to place on our food grade stick. So I'm just going to look for a spot where the stick isn't going to be very visible. And it looks like on this cake topper, the best spot is going to be down the back of the F. So I'm just going to do a thin bead of hot glue, and then I'll place on my stick and give it a little twist just to make sure it's extra secure. And then I'll wait about 30 seconds for it to dry. And there you have it, a fun and festive cake topper for any of your parties this holiday season. If you have any questions about the fonts or any of the supplies I used today, please just leave them down in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button if you found this video helpful. And until next time, happy crafting.